what's going on. This is just a general personal update for those who actually care about my life. So, for the last couple of weeks, I was traveling through India, and India, I gotta say, is the most fascinating country I've been to. It's culture shock to the max. It's like opposite land. You have to visit India if you haven't already, especially if you're from the West and you haven't been to the Middle East or Africa or anywhere really off the beaten path, because it is a fascinating country. I don't think I've been anywhere more interesting, with a really long, rich history. I mean, Hinduism originates from 2000 BC or so, which is 2,000 years before Jesus was born. Fascinating country. It's just so different in every way imaginable. You gotta visit. I mean, the people are some of the most friendly and hospitable on the planet, but then you also have other aspects of the way the people act that might kind of surprise you if you're from the West, and it's kind of a consequence of the country being so populated with a relatively small landmass. So, for example, the people don't really wait in lines there. I mean, they kind of just like push past each other. Or one time I was at a restaurant, and there were these water bottles per table, where you would have glasses and you pour the water bottles in. And my local friend came while I'd already been there, and he immediately reaches for the water bottle to drink straight out of the bottle, and I was like, whoa, let me get you a glass. And so it's just really different in that way. But overall, I mean, the people, I met some super friendly people there, and it was just fascinating. I did, though, but after 2 weeks though, I just could not eat another curry though, just because, I mean, I love curry, but I mean, after 2 weeks, it's just like, and also the hygiene standards are, well, it's rolling the dice. So it just, yeah, I had to take a break, but I'll definitely come back, because I've only saw like a small fraction of the country in the 2 weeks that I was there. So what I did was I flew into Amritsar, which is a Sikh city famous for the Golden Temple. And Sikhism is a religion, by the way. It's different from Hinduism. And then from there I went up to Dharamshala, which is where the Dalai Lama lives in exile, and as well as it's the home of the Tibet government in exile. So I love that place. That was probably my favorite place that I visited. Specifically, I was staying in Bagsu, so I would recommend staying there. And yeah, it was great place to just chill. There's this cafe, Welcome Cafe, that is just really good vibes in the evening. Live music, friendly people. You can play chess there. Just real good vibes. And their lemon ginger honey tea is really good. So I was just chilling out there in the evenings. There's a great hike you can do, the Trian Trek, where it's not so bad, or it's not so difficult. It's like 2.5 hours. Well, maybe for a normal person, like maybe 3.5, 4 hours. But if you're like a fit, active person, then you could probably do it in like 2.5 hours. And the view from the top is amazing, because you've got the snow peaks, and it's just nice, and you can camp there as well. So that was fantastic. And then from there went up to Beer, did paragliding there. Honestly, it was my first time paragliding. I gotta say, I enjoyed it for sure, but it's not really, I don't think it's worth going there just to paraglide if you're not like super into paragliding. Because for me, paragliding was, I mean, it was cool, but it was a little bit underwhelming actually, because it was kind of it's just chill, but you know, it's cool. I'm glad I did it. I don't regret it. And then I went up to Manali, which personally I wasn't a fan of Manali, because it felt just way too touristy. The restaurants felt like just totally empty, so it felt like there was just no vibe there. But I don't know, I had another friend visit who really loved it. And also, I didn't really do any activities. Like, there were a lot of activities you can do from there, but I was just a little bit burnt out from the mountains at that point. So I ended up taking the bus from there to Delhi. And Delhi, I gotta say, I mean, there are some nice things to visit there. Like, there's this mini Taj Mahal that's beautiful. There's this other temple, I'm forgetting the name, but it starts with an A, that is extremely beautiful as well, although I didn't personally visit that. And then Old Delhi, of course, is really cool to see once. The spice market was really cool. But man, Delhi is the closest I've found to hell on earth. I mean, that city is just so exhausting and stressful for me. I really did not like it. I mean, just the constant beeping from the car horns and the motorcycle horns. It's just like, I don't know how anybody like doesn't go insane living there. It's just it was so bad I didn't even want to leave the hotel room. Like, that's how bad it was. And eventually I ended up booking a hotel in a quiet neighborhood, which was fine, but then you're paying like 3 times the price. And it's like, But yeah, Delhi, oh my god. I mean, I hate, like, I don't like trashing cities because I feel bad for the people that live there because I have some good friends there, but like I gotta be honest, like I could never live there unless I was living in one of those like rich, like quiet neighborhoods. But I mean, if they would just ban beeping, then it would be fine. But anyways, either way, it was. I'm glad I visited. I'll definitely go back to India and explore the rest of the country. All right. So now from there, well, the plan was to go to Bali, but you got to lay over somewhere like Bangkok to get there. So I'm in Bangkok now. Been here for the last few days. Love it here. I mean, the only downside is that the weather is extremely hot, like so hot that you almost don't want to walk outside during the day because it's just that hot and humid. But other than that, it's been fantastic. Just been chilling here, waking up when I wake up, and then going up to the rooftop to work out, the gym there, go for a swim, make some content, etc. And just chilling out and loving it. I mean, I'm paying $50 a night for this like studio apartment that's not bad. I mean, it feels almost like a one bedroom because there's a divider, so it feels like there's like a little bit of a there's a like a living area here, a living room, and of course it's got the rooftop pool and gym. So yeah, it's been great here. Definitely, I'll probably stay here a week or so. Yeah, and then maybe head to Bali after that. So yeah, in terms of what I've been working on, so I've been posting videos on this new channel that I created, Jay Savage, as well as I'm posting some of these short videos on my main channel as well, Jeremy Freedom. I'll probably create an Instagram for this content as well. So this is kind of an experiment. I'm going to see how it goes, and if it goes well, I'll keep doing it, and if not, then do something else. But yeah, so posting this content, trying to be more consistent, and yeah, figure out what works, and yeah, hopefully try to make it succeed. And then I'm also researching artificial general intelligence because I find this stuff fascinating. I recently read this book, 1,000 Brains by Jeff Hawkins, that I thought was super interesting. And just for some context, so right now we're in a bit of an AI hype wave with ChatGPT, which is amazing. But Jeff Hawkins proposes, the problem though with ChatGPT and these deep neural networks are that there's no real understanding. It's kind of like a really good autocomplete where but the machine doesn't really understand the concepts it's saying. It's just kind of like spitting out stuff that sounds plausible based off of all the articles and stuff that it's crawled. Jeff Hawkins proposes a different kind of AI that's actually modeled off of the brain, and he basically says the way the brain works is that, well, the neocortex, which is the intelligent part of the brain, constitutes 70% of the brain, is composed of what's called these cortical columns, and these cortical columns all develop a model of the world, which they store in reference frames, and then so you have all these different cortical columns, 150,000 of them, and they all have these different models of the world, and then but you have a single perception, and that's accomplished via these cortical columns voting to obtain some consensus. So I mean, this is a very simplified explanation. You've got to read the book or look into this stuff to understand it better. I'm still trying to understand it myself, but I think this stuff is fascinating, so I'm exploring this topic, and yeah, we'll see where that leads. And yeah, and then eventually I'll get back to interviewing for jobs as well, which I'm slowly getting back into. But I want this next job and the next work I do to actually be something I'm interested in, not just a paycheck. So yeah, maybe it'll be ideally if I could do some work in artificial intelligence or maybe in crypto or something like that. That would be super cool, because web development, I mean, obviously I enjoy building stuff that's useful, but it's kind of like been there, done that. So, you know, it's hard to get excited about doing something that you've already been doing for like the last 8 years or whatever. But, you know, got to pay the bills too. So, but we'll see. I'm going to explore my interests, see where it takes me. And yeah, that's it. I hope you're enjoying yourself, and catch you later. Peace.